Something blew up in Cleveland last night. And it didn't happen between the whistles. It happened behind a microphone. One question, one answer. And suddenly, the entire Browns locker room felt like it was standing on a fault line. Reports and fan chatter say a rookie quarterback lit a firestorm with a single response during his post-game presser. Not by yelling, not by insulting anyone, but by refusing to play a game Cleveland knows all too well. And now the city's split right down the middle. Leadership or crossed line? Because this wasn't just a sound bite. This was a moment that might define how this team moves forward. The loss itself already hurt. Another one-score gut punch. The kind of game Cleveland fans have lived through more times than they'd like to admit. 60 minutes of grit, flashes of hope, costly mistakes, and that familiar sinking feeling when the clock hits zero. The Browns went toe-to-toe with a contender and came up just short. Again, that alone was enough to make the mood heavy walking into the tunnel. And front and center in all of it was the rookie quarterback everyone's been talking about. Not just because of what he did, but because of what he represents. A new face, a new era, a player carrying expectations that go way beyond a stat line. His night was uneven, moments where you saw the potential, moments where the game sped up on him. A couple mistakes that flipped momentum, and in Cleveland, that's never just football. It's fuel. Because when you're the quarterback here, you don't just answer for yourself. You answer for decades of heartbreak, rebuilds, and unfinished promises. Every throw gets slowed down. Every word gets dissected. And that pressure doesn't stop when the helmet comes off. It follows you straight into the press room. That's where everything changed. A reporter asked what sounded like a routine question. Nothing aggressive, nothing loud. Just a familiar prompt fans have heard 1,000 times. Did the head coach make the right calls on those fourth downs late in the game? Simple on the surface. But for a rookie quarterback, that's a loaded question. Because no matter how you answer it, someone's going to say you messed up. The room went quiet. Cameras leaned in. This was the moment where most young quarterbacks either dodge, deflect, or give a bland, safe answer that says nothing. Instead, the rookie paused, looked straight ahead, and pushed back. Not emotionally, not disrespectfully, but firmly. He made it clear he wasn't going to sit there and pit himself against his coach. He talked about unity, about changing narratives, about how questions like that can pull teams apart instead of pushing them forward. And the way reports describe it, there was no sarcasm, no eye-rolling, just conviction. That was all it took. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. Group chats, sports radio, social feeds. Suddenly it wasn't about the loss anymore. It was quarterback versus media, rookie versus expectations. And Cleveland did what Cleveland always does. It argued. Some fans loved it. They said that's exactly what this franchise needs. Someone willing to protect the locker room. Someone tired of feeding the same old dysfunction stories. Others weren't so sure. They said he's young, that it's not his place yet, that you don't challenge the media like that when you haven't proven anything. Inside the building, the reactions were quieter, but no less real. Coaches publicly kept it calm. Teammates, according to reports, respected the fire but understood the balance he'll need to learn. Veterans know moments like this can either pull a team together or turn into a distraction if it lingers too long. And the thing is, the question didn't come out of nowhere. Late in the game, the Browns went aggressive. Fourth down calls that showed trust but also carried massive risk. One of them ended with pressure breaking through and killing a critical drive. The defense gave the offense another chance, and it never came. Those moments stay with you, for fans, for players, for coaches. That's why the answer mattered, because it wasn't really about one play call. It was about who gets blamed when things go wrong. Cleveland has lived in that blame cycle for years. Quarterback versus coach, locker room leaks, media narratives that snowball until the season feels heavier than it should. And in that moment, the rookie wasn't just answering a question. He was drawing a line, but lines can be dangerous. Leadership isn't just about speaking up. It's about timing. About knowing when to absorb criticism and when to deflect it. And that's the tightrope this quarterback is now walking. Because when you show that kind of backbone, people start watching you closer, not less. Meanwhile, the football side doesn't stop. The offense still needs work. Protection has to be better. Execution on high-leverage downs has to improve. Trust only works when everyone holds up their end.